Hello, Evergreen family. This is Derek Schaefer again. I found the quietest part in my house that I can find here, so let's see if we can keep the background noise to a minimum. But we're going to be going over John chapter 10, um, and we are uh, opened up to a illustration parable. I read a commentary that kind of said Jesus is speaking and he brings up the sheep gate. And they thought that maybe it was almost he was near a sheep gate because where this took place, there's a possibly in Bethesda a sheep gate. So he just kind of used what was around him to explain who he was and his greatness in the gospel. So it's kind of cool to think that he just was just using stuff and speaking to these people. But yeah, the sheep gate. And so this is from what I understand, it's like a place where shepherds traveling with their flock can put their sheep. They will be guarded by a hired person to watch the sheep while they sleep at night and whatnot. And in the morning, they come and they call to these sheep, and these sheep know their voice and actually follow them. And they count them and make sure that they have all their sheep, and then they move on to wherever they're going to go. So this analogy is an awesome illustration of Christ. He starts by explaining the sheep gate, and then in verse 5 saying, um, "Yet they will by no means follow a stranger, but will flee from him, for they do not know the voice of a stranger." So the sheep, us, know his voice, but when we hear the voice of a stranger, the sheep hear a voice of a stranger, they are able to protect themselves, flee, not follow. Such a great picture of us as a flock, a church, individual, to hear the voice of Christ and to have that um, ability to decipher, especially nowadays with so much information coming at us. He then says that I am the door, the actual door of the sheep gate that is the point of protection. The shepherd has to approach that door. It has to open. The sheep have to come through there. Anybody that he even says it comes through another way comes as a thief because they're not coming through the door, the way. Such a great picture. Um, and then he furthers this illustration and says, I am the good shepherd, and just so elegantly puts that. And it's when I hear the shepherd and the door, yeah, I think about it. It's those are the two protections. They have the door that would protect against thieves just coming in and out, and then you have the shepherd who protects once they leave the sheep gate, who is their protector, who lays down his life for them if need be. And this great illustration of what he ends up doing for us. He even talks about how the hireling who just watches the sheep isn't invested like the shepherd. So if signs of danger, sign of enemy, they'll flee. There's only one that will lay down it all for the flock. And just so beautifully put. So we see then Jesus go to he's in the Feast of Dedication, which I found out is Hanukkah. So it's awesome that they're celebrating Hanukkah. It's called the Feast of Dedication. Then, and of course, then he's approached by the Pharisees. Again, they corner him and basically say, "If you're the one, then let us know. Tell us." And he again, I've done these things. I've done these works in the name of the Lord, and you still don't see it. You don't hear the voice. And so he basically even tells them, if you don't believe my words, then look at the works that come from God that are coming through me, and they just still can't hear it. So, the nugget, I guess, is that there's a voice, and we all know it. It's that written on our heart. The shepherd, we can hear him, and we know it. And it's, for me, almost having to quiet down everything else that's going on sometimes. All the other things calling me here or calling us there, the thieves that are that may even come across as intellectual or just speaking to some sort of pleasure that we know we enjoy, but we have to silence those and listen, because ultimately on our hearts we know, just like the sheep, we know our shepherd's voice. And so when we hear it, we'll know, and we'll know where to go. And so I just hope everyone's able to quiet the noise that's going on right now and really listen for the Lord when they need it. Listen for the Lord when they're seeking direction. It's so tough in our day and age sometimes, but that quieting down and listening for the Lord is so important. So I hope everyone's doing well. So great to see people finally attending service. It's just awesome to see and encouraging, and I can't wait to enjoy everything with everybody once again. So hope everyone's having a good week, good day. Have a good one.